Welcome back to the channel. My name's Brad, SuperCoach Pro. Today we're doing a bit of everything. We're actually looking at the side going into this week, around 20, so we've got 5 weeks to go. I've calmed down from my rage side the other day, but big announcement. I know I said I wouldn't do any other content other than AFL SuperCoach, but just may have decided to actually go into EPL this year. I'm pretty sure it's like about 38 games from memory anyway, but I'm normally a bit of a casual player when it comes to EPL and the other sort of apps, but being a Supercoach format is probably something with the channel alongside it I'm going to have to keep up to date with. So here is the initial side. I'll do the Supercoach thing later, but EPL-wise, I probably need you guys' help more than the other way around. So far, this is what my side is. It's a little bit probably, I don't know. I haven't looked at anyone else's team, and I don't really know what I'm doing. I know some of the players, like Van Dijk, I'm familiar with. I know he's an absolute gun. Walker, I feel like he played for Man City. I know my knowledge on EPL isn't that great. I'm a Chelsea fan for what it is. So I had to grab Palmer because I'm very aware of how good he is. The two forward strikers, I know Haaland, I know how good he's been, and Saha, however you pronounce it. I've never been good at pronunciation, so this is going to be even harder for me this year, to be honest. But this is what the side looks like. Some of these other guys, I just went by percentage because I have no idea. So, yeah, my knowledge on EPL probably won't be... I normally seem to have like a pretty good rank early on for the first 8 weeks, and then I just sort of forget to make trades and whatever. And, I'm never really up at 4 a.m. anyway. So we've got... That's the weekend I pretty much move up to Adelaide. So I'll probably have all that time between now and then to make my side complete. And look, I'm not saying that you should have my channel for EPL advice this season, but if you just want a fun watch and you're like, this guy's no idea what he's doing, that's fine too. But yeah, I'll probably keep most of my own side in there from what it is, and I'll have to do a little bit more research if I'm going to do a bloody channel on EPL, but this is more of a casual thing, whereas I'll do the weekly updates on my trades and stuff, but don't ask me for advice on SuperCoach EPL because, yeah, I'll probably be asking you guys the other way around. Other than that, I'm pretty open to most leagues that people do have. I'll probably, at least keep a few open for some of the other content creators in case they've got some big leagues that they do up and whatnot. But other than that, that's the side. I feel like it's probably pretty... there's a word for it, like casual base or whatever. Anyway, I don't know how well that side will do, but I'll go back into my actual Supercoach side. This week, my webcam and mic are all packed up too, so I've no idea where to put that. So it's a little bit annoying, to be honest, because I can't find all that stuff at the moment, just with the move. And, I was trying to actually do some more streams during the night, and been able to do a few since switching to day shift last week, but not as many as I'd probably like, just due to the other things. But this week, trade-wise, Hewitt and Chera is going to be frustrating this week. I feel like I just need them to go nuts. Chera could be on the chopping blocks. Simpson might be back this week, so we find out team sheets tomorrow. Will Day is back for Hawthorn, so that's good. McGuinness is out, so that's probably good. He won't be tagging anybody. Not that there's anyone really to tag in Carlton, I don't think. VCNC this week from my Supercoach side probably is just Bont versus Essendon. Like, I've had suggestions about Sam Darcy, but we're pretty optimistic about Sam Darcy versus Roos, and he did nothing. So in terms of Supercoach scoring, anyway. So I don't know if there's any news update on Rosie. I haven't really checked the Tuesday night, which came out last night, the injury report, but I suppose we'll find out tomorrow night anyway if he is named in selection. Trades are considered getting rid of Chera for Whitfield via DPP, but saw a stat on Twitter the other day that Jordan's been tagging Whitfield for the last 4 matches against them, so maybe I just hold and wait next week when I've only got 4 weeks of football left. Rank drop happened, which is fair enough. Like, there's nothing you can do trade wise, so you kind of just hope your pods do well in the last 5 weeks, and if your pods don't do well, you probably side. So other than that, I'll probably make this, till 10 o'clock the max, and then I'll get out of here and call tonight. Unfortunately, there's only 7 people online, but anyway. Jack, g'day, legend. How you going? I used to do EPL, but it's so hard for me to keep up with. Yeah, it's going to be hard for me to keep up with it too, to be honest, Jack. But since the channel's obviously up and running, I'll make sure I do the EPL content just as regularly. So that'll be different. I don't know. I can't create a second channel for EPL because there's just no point. So if you do want to follow my EPL journey and you haven't followed my Supercoach journey for whatever reason, just hit the sub button to that, because I've noticed a few sub drop offs since everyone's sort of given up on the Supercoach as it is at the moment. What are you looking for? Yeah, okay, sorry. But yeah, do you take the doggy with you? Jackson says best VC and C this week. I'll go through the games and just give my opinion on that then. I suppose if you really want the VC, Hewitt against Hawthorn. I can't really think of anyone. Maybe you bring in a Will Day and VC'd him just because you want to stab in the dark, but he's so injury prone, I'm not sure I could do it. Meek against the Conning, not sure I like that at all. I don't think I like any VCs for Thursday night, to be honest. Essendon Bulldogs is where it's at, I think. Like either Ed Richards VC, Bont VC, Bailey Dale VC. I know people are keen on Darcy, but not for me. Wouldn't mind chucking a sneaky 5 on Essendon. Not that I think I'd win, but you just never know sometimes. Giants versus Swans. Tom Green VC. Callahan would be the obvious one as well. And obviously Grundy versus Briggs. Wow, I don't even know if Briggs got suspended now. I've got to have a look at that. That's about it for that game, I think. Gold Coast v Brisbane. Rao, Anderson, the usual suspects. Don't know if I really care about Dunkley VC or a Neil VC. Probably not as enticing for those kind of players against stronger opposition, I guess. Depends on the weather as well. People first normally has a bit of a shit weather, so maybe there's something to look into that game. Freo West Coast, probably a lot of teams are going to go for this matchup in particular with Freo players like Jackson potentially, Rachel, Sarong, even Ulrich Ryan VC, Clark VC. By then they're probably actually your C's potentially. But I think this is the game people will be targeting is Freo versus West Coast, and then a lot of Dogs v Essendon players. So I think Dogs and Fremantle will be the most VC and C players this week. North v Geelong. I don't think really people could care less about trying to VC or see any North player that's not Tristan Cherry who's suspended. Maybe a Baz Oinka or a Holmes. Probably more confident with Holmes over Baz. Baz has been in shit form, so yeah, nothing there. Adelaide versus Port Adelaide. The showdown's always good. Definitely a Dawson C. Anyone that's got Dawson, that's the ultimate captaincy. Honestly, he loves a good showdown. Butters is the obvious choice. Oh man, I hope Rosie's back. Richmond versus Collingwood. Oh geez, yeah, Dacos is going off here. There's a lot of good caption options, to be honest. Like you see, the obvious C's are Dawson and Dacos and Butters, but probably, I mean, like 50-60% of people have Nick Dacos, unless he's rested, of course. But yeah, you're going to have to chuck the captaincy on Dacos. I can't see why people wouldn't. St Kilda, Melbourne. I feel like this game happened not long ago. Maybe I'm tripping here, but Maxi Gawn against Marshall, probably leak a few points. I'd be keen on Naz and Sinclair on this game. No one else from Melbourne but Gawn. Other than that, yeah, they're the VCNCs I look at. Wow, it's a really quiet night for a 9 p.m. on a Wednesday where people have definitely dropped off Supercoach. I normally get like 50 views at this time, but what do you call it? night, but yeah, when the show's around 20, people don't care. Jack AFL do you think it's worth using my last 2 trades to get going in a flex? Yeah, okay. I would be able to go Dwyer to Heath from the Saints, then go Hall to Gorn, have Gorn flex. Yeah, I mean, if your bench is pretty good, stacked on the sidelines that all those sort of players are playing, then yeah, definitely reckon it's worth it. I'd probably do it with 4 weeks to go after this week. I don't mind it at all. Jackson, big watch on Mo Kudus at Tottenham this year after his move. So I feel really silly, but I don't even know where he moved from. So I'd have to actually Google these players. I think since I stopped playing FIFA, I've sort of died off of knowing who's who anymore. So yeah, I don't have any expectations on my EPL side, FPL side, whatever. Jack, Hall and Dwyer still have ordered more money. I wouldn't worry about the money. I'd just grab Gorn or whatever primo you wanted. Steve, can you tick this trade off? Okay, what has he got for me? Roma to Gorn. Yeah, yeah, with the fixture that Gorn's got, so better delve into things a little bit more proper since there's nobody home technically. But for those that are in the chat, those 12 would be nice just to, put a nice sneaky like in there. So this is the fixture Steve's probably on about. So he's got West Coast after this, and he's got English. So he's got Flynn, English, Meek, and Cameron. Yeah, and look at that Marshall game. He averaged 118 against him. Meek averaged 130 against Meek as well. So yeah, pretty good matchups. Cameron's is probably least favourable, but yeah, who cares? Like Gorn's probably that guy, as opposed if I have a look at the Saints fixture, just Boyd, hypothetically. Rosie and Tristan Cherry really killed my rank this week, so that's fantastic. Yeah, Marshall's got North, who don't actually have a ruckman that week. And then he's got Nank. Actually, Marshall's probably got a better fixture, to be honest. I'd almost say no, because Marshall will play a ruckless Cherry, then he plays Nank, and then he plays Goldie, and then he plays Brigger. I'd actually be reluctant to hold Marshall, actually, Steve. I don't know if that's a weird shout, but Cooper Simpson tests this week. Well, hopefully he plays, and yeah, I hope Rosie's back. I'm not sure if anyone knows any Rosie updates. I know there's a few Port Adelaide supporters in this chat, so let us know. Corey, I feel like the NBL NFL Supercoach will be his daily Telegraph. Brought out Sports Dex and F1 is the main four over there. Yeah, I don't know what F1 main four. Yeah, I don't know what any of that is, to be honest, what Sports Dex is or nothing like that. I'm got zero interest in NBA, so and NFL, so I could never do a fantasy for any of those things. But yeah, interesting. I mean, it actually feels a little bit dead today. I'm glad the people in the comments actually going nuts. What's the dog going on about?
A guy.
A random guy?
He was like, he stopped up the hill, and then I kind of looked out, and he kept on walking like really slowly. It's an all black.
I'll go have a look after the stream.
Do you have a bat?
Yeah, it's at the door.
No, it's not. I grabbed it, remember?
You're not going out there.
No, if I didn't, wait, not swing.
You're wild. That's fine. No, don't go out there.
I'm not going to go out there, but I'm not going to go out there. I'm too pretty to go out there. Come on.
Well, okay. Anyway, Bill says, Grundy or Bont VC, Brad? Probably Bont for this one. I know Grundy's on fire, but I just think Bont will have a big one. I think either way, they both go 130 plus. Aqua, evening, Bradley, home from work now with a cheeky frozen Coke. That's very random. I love that for you, mate. Time for some EPL team picket. Yeah, I'll quickly show you, actually. And then I'll go back to my Supercoach room because I'm pretty sure everyone's here for Supercoach and really not EPL. But I'm still going to answer the questions for body Supercoach AFL. So this is the side for what it is, Aqua, for those joining a little bit later. And then I'll go back to AFL because I don't want all these people to actually give a shit. Rate the side chat for those that are full on into EPL. I haven't looked at anyone's team on Twitter and stuff or any of that. So rate it out of 10 if you think I'm just absolute casual, and you can see that. That's fine too. I'm not offended about that. Go and see. I think against Marshall this week. I reckon. Yep. Is Sam Flanders back? I'd probably go there next year. I don't think I could do it this year for Flanders. Aqua managed to snag the dock off waiver wire and draft for one ice. Hurrah! That's wild. Actually, that's actually not a bad shout. Bills. I like Bonton to Gone. I like that combination too. BC Shrimpo, C Girthmaster. Says Rook. Corey, this could be the week where someone gets a 2-9. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, Causa. Jack, sometimes when there's so many good options this week, it's almost tempting to go a bit rogue VC and then the safe C, thinking Grundy into Strong or to Dacos. I think the Grundy into Dacos would be pretty common. I think if you want to go left field slightly, it'd probably be more Strong into Dacos, but I think I'd rather Grundy into bloody I'm having a blank here. Into Dacos any day of the week. Yeah, Grundy VC for Bills. I wish I jumped on Grundy when I could have sold Gorn and people thought that was crazy, but excuse me, Cherry's going to be a nice pod there in the last few rounds. Yeah, he will, and he's got the ticks as well. Corey, not when he didn't have any ruck contests with Heath in. Yeah, forgot about that actually. Yep, thanks, Corey. Shows how much I've been watching St Kilda the last couple of weeks. Aqua can get home for the 25th. Wow, with Jack Martin and Erasmus Cash. I think it's definitely worth it if you can do that. With 4 weeks to go after it, I'd probably full send. Jack says Shorty's wife was a bit ois as hell last night. He was getting roasted. Everyone talking about his recent date and that he went to get an ice cream. A lot of the comments. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, I'll have to have a look at it later. Rookie, damn Katie, I was just going for a stroll. No, she's always wanting to know what's going on out there. Rookie, that's wild. I was just working in the garden. Also, that's a long flight to be doing that. Aqua, Enzo, Fee. Oh my god, I don't even know how the fuck to say that. And Angra, such hot picks were both dirt cheap. I don't even know how to say these names. Anyway, how is Rodri basement price? I don't even know what basement price is for EPL, sorry. Rookie, thought it was prime time for some bit of homes and gardens. Wow. Fuck. You look like you would actually be on Better Homes and Gardens, Rook. Yeah, I'm actually choking for air like you do, and I might need your asthma puffer, you air-paying thief. Aqua, Bonton to Dacos is the VC as Sealock and Loader. Yeah, very nice. Sorry, Rook. He's not going to come to my going away party now. Shit. I'm glad you're up and about. He was stitching up Ghosty the other night too, accidentally, and then he left us hanging there. Thought we were gone. Aqua may consider a Neil shout too. I don't do it to yourself. I probably wouldn't do Neil VC anymore. People think that's no good. Bro, it's just when you think you're winding down with AFL Supercoach and you release EPL Supercoach, it never ends. Yeah, no, I wanted to do that. Well, you guys know I hate pretty much anything that's not Supercoach related. Like, I couldn't give a shit about AFL fantasy formats and stuff like that, or the W version, but I won't get into that. Probably get in trouble. But yeah, when I first heard EPL was coming out, I actually saw from Steve SDS. He had a TikTok, and he announced that. So yeah, when I seen that, I thought, yeah, why not join that? It'll keep me busy for the off season. Like, I probably won't be into it as much as like your AFL Supercoach, but it'll be a bit more just to talk to you guys throughout the season, and then might do a live every now and then for EPL, and there might be questions about footy preseason hype stuff as well. So probably might just keep the channel going and ticking over and whatnot. So yeah, I just won't make a separate channel for EPL. So I'll make sure the titles in those videos definitely say EPL, but I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about both throughout the nights, which might annoy some people, but whatever. It is never ending, that's for sure, but it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Double wow for Rook. Yeah, sorry, man. Flick us through the league code for EPL, Brad. Jeez, I don't even. All right, let's. For everyone that's on there, I might just do one now. Do I even have a league code? Okay. I'll have a look. I'll see. This is the league chat, so if you want to jump in, because I have no idea how the hell to do this. Leagues joined. We'll do a league for you guys. Create join league. Well, you guys getting it fun here. I have no idea. Create a private league. 20 teams. Let's do that. League name. What are we going to do for league name? What should I do for a league name? That way you don't forget what it's called. I'm not going to make an image. Just create private league and I'll give you the code. I'm doing a live one. I've never done that before. So, yeah, that's the league code there. 338216. So, yep. And my team for FPL, EPL. Oh my god, I kept saying FPL because I keep calling it Fantasy League. EPL is out of my league, is my actual side, which is probably, I don't know if that name's been come up with before. Surely it has. Millions of people play this shit. So anyway, at least there's a few of yous now in here. Corey, I've decided something else. Don't have Bont for VC. What are you going to do, Causa? You like a bit of a pod, actually. Hawksy, Bradbury, what the hell? What's going on, you cheeky bugger? Nice to see we've hit the shitter this year. Yeah, oh my god, I'm down to 2K rank. Not as bad, but bad from where I was. Jack, chuck him as a CC. Make sure you bring him one back. Chuck him as CC. Make sure you bring him one back. I want a raspberry vodka. That's what I want. EPL draft. I don't know if I could do an EPL draft because I have no idea. I'd get stitched up. I have no idea who the fuck's who in EPL, so I'd probably be so shit at this time. I'd have to do a lot more studying before doing a draft. Rookie coach. I'm in a derby. Oh, sorry, I'm in debt by one CCC. Oh, yes, yeah. So this is about the other night when Ghost and I caught up with Rook, and Rook, mind you, forgot that he got a CC because then we ordered on our phones through what the hell was it, Sporting Globe. So yeah, left me with a sneaky one of those because I just asked the lady at the bar if there was anything else on the tab, and she said a CC and a coffee. I said no worries, I got it. And then I saved all this data dump for the stream. I had to hold on 24 hours because Rook was in a photo on Twitter, and yeah, I made it my Snap story actually as well. And two girls asked me, "How do you know him?" and stuff. So then I dropped Bombshells on After Dark and didn't even tell him beforehand. So anything I find out during the week, that's like just a bombshell that will surprise Rook or Ghost, probably more Rook. I'll save it, even if I'm burning to say it in our group chats. We've got like 4 different group chats that we're all in, and I've got to hold my breath sometimes and just wait for the After Dark to drop those bombshells. So if I hear any more while I'm up in Adelaide, for whatever reasons, I might throw some Rook under the bus, and he'll probably go, "What the fuck?" But it'll be a bit of fun. I won't take it too far, will I, Rook? Hawks, I'm not doing EPL because I just don't give a shit about soccer. Nah, fair enough, Hawks. I'm not massive on soccer, but yeah, BBL on the other hand. Nah, that's fair. Horses, yep. I could say horses for course, but I'm not sure that ties in. Aqua. No thanks, Aqua. Sorry, I couldn't hide my reaction for that. Yeah, nah. Rookie coach, AFLW fantasies, Brad's bread and butter. Yeah, right. I wouldn't know anything about AFLW. They could kick more than 30 metres, I'd be interested. Jack, hope you get worse on your going away party. Always a good time to send it. Yeah, bloody if you'd know about a good going away party for sure. Hawksy, the super. Nah, jeez, I don't know. Nah, I'd rather watch paint dry. No, at least I'm honest. I'd rather like wet paint. I couldn't do it either, to be honest. Fair enough, of course. Look, if you can win a car from it, so I just look if you entered a side and just hope it won, but didn't have to watch the games and won a car from not winning it and just picked them by percentages, it wouldn't be the worst thing. Like, yeah, but who knows? I'm pretty sure they just bring ex-netball players and ex-basketball players to play those leagues anyway. So I couldn't even name one player, I don't think. Excuse me. Get an absolute roasting for this sort of shit sometimes, but at least never shy away from it, to be honest. So whatever. Most rated out, Zach Johnson. Yep, Tristan Cherry. People should go rid of Cherry last week if they're going to get rid of him. McCarthy, yep. Rosie, again, probably the same thing, unless he's out for the rest of the year. Cherry makes sense. Cherry's just been absolute dog poo the last 4 weeks. Trading in Hockey Whitfield. Ben Jepson is a downgrade. That's wild. Considered starting him at F. Sorry, not F, but he D8 this year. But yeah, we never got an early call up. It's kind of annoying for 2026 because, yeah, we want those players not to be recalled at all. Not recalled, but not to be debuting at all this time of year. Kennedy, most thrown in. Yeah, right. Probably makes sense. He's probably the buy of the week. Charge Houghton, yep, good rookie. And Jackson's 567K. Interesting. Yeah, so for me this week, I'm going to have to wait for team sheets to decide what I do with a Rosie type or, yeah, other than that, it's pretty much, yeah, look, if this thing's got half an hour on it, I'll do it. But if it doesn't, I'll just, yeah, we'll call it a night and maybe team sheets tomorrow. We'll go live tomorrow. It's about 6 p.m. when team sheets are about to drop and make it a bit more interesting then. Corey says, what do you got here? It nearly came to top 100 both years. It has run. Yeah, wow. Okay, that's actually pretty super impressive. You should actually do a channel for that. I'm not even being sarcastic about that, Causa. Especially if you're top 100 both years. I'd definitely start a channel if I was good at a fantasy league. Aqua, we can share the highlights, Causa. At least he doesn't into it. It's also just, I mean, prize money and shit like that. That's some people's motives, and that's the only reason I do some things. But Supercoach I generally love. Jack, why the bloody hell they got 2 Friday night games? It's stupid. Actually, 7:20 p.m. and a 7:50 game. Are you kidding me? What peanuts are they on? Oh, I'm not going to watch that Richmond game. Is going to make me so annoyed. What about for the rest of rounds 2, round 21? Okay, no double Friday for round 21. Yeah, what about round 22? Nah. Round 23. A double header on a round 23. What the fuck is going on? At least this is Optus, though. At least this is an hour between games, but still, that's stupid. They've got to find a better way. Obviously, the Thursday night games help. 12:35 is such an early start for games, too, for Saturdays. Feels like Resi's. Although Resi's was like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., whatever the hell it was. I've forgotten now. And then I'm pretty sure round 24 hasn't actually been decided. No, yeah, When's round 24 actually get decided, chat? I'd love to know. What is my stupid projected? Yeah, that'd be right. 2-3 without those two players playing. But yeah, pretty much going to wrap it up shortly and call it a night because there's not much going on in Supercoach. So definitely give us a like and sub if you haven't already. And if you want notifications for FPL this season, yeah, I guess we'll be doing that. So Aqua says, and the 2 Sunday other games at 2:10 and 3:10, both in Melbourne, even worse. That's even stupider, isn't it? Makes no sense. Sorry, bros, actually skipped your comment. I wonder what the prize is for EPL Supercoach. Could not pay me to watch AFL Derby. Me either, bros, to be honest. But I don't know if anyone else has the same opinion when they drop content. But yeah, Corey, a north versus Geelong overlaps the shadows. Yeah, it's annoying when you think there'd be one person at the start of the year at least that can get them right with the time slots. For whatever reason, they just never do it. Jack, do you think Dacos goes into defence again? Well, either way, he's going to go plus 40 no matter where he is, to be honest. Unless Jack Ross tags him from Richmond, which Jack Ross has been doing a bloody job on players in second halves or first half sometimes. Aqua, apparently Dacos was playing wing in match sim today. Interesting. Jack, I didn't see any of the Collingwood Freo game, but heard Nick was running a bit in defence. Yeah, even took a kick out. Geez, here we go, Hawksy. I hope AFL becomes good. Yeah, I tend to agree with this statement here too. But the league has gotten to realise that they need to make a better product to watch because there's some bloody talented girls that play. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe less teams would actually help the talent actually, instead of having so many teams for so little talent in between. That's probably what it is. Made a few. I know there's bugger all teams anyway, but they had a highlights package the other day. I even did a repost on TikTok. Sorry, not on TikTok, on Twitter. And when you sort of not have a dig, but when you have a slight negative thought process on something, the algorithm won't view those things on Twitter. So anytime you got something controversial opinion and you have your little Kane Corns moment, it doesn't get out to the viewers as much as what something, stereotypical would. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, Jack, usually it's Kerry Underwood commentating. Yeah, no, they're even worse on a Sunday game. Nothing worse than hearing Kelly Underwood. Aqua. Not quite that simple, unfortunately. Hawksy, I think less teams would absolutely help, but I could tell you, as a Dons fan, I wouldn't have much interest. We were one of the last clubs to get a team. Yeah, fair. I don't even know when any of the teams came out, to be honest. All aboard I don't even know how to say that. I'm going to call them the cuck train, but it sounds even worse at D1. Aqua, 7.7 mil, nice and cheap compared to Gabriel. So yeah, I have no idea. No idea. I'd have to look at some proper EPL content from the UK for me to gauge what the hell's going on. Maybe I'll buy this year's FIFA so I actually understand what's going on as well. Because I follow Chelsea, but more the fact that I pin the scores to my phone every time there's a game that's happening. So yeah, I always pin the scores and make sure that I see it in the morning when I'm on my way to work or whatever. And sometimes there's like a 6 or 7 a.m. game and I'll be watching for that 90-minute. And something stupid will happen from Chelsea where a late goal will get scored against and they freaking draw. Chelsea have been so bad for the last few years. I remember there was a year that Richmond won the grand final and Chelsea won the league as well. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember if that was 17 or 19 or even 20, but that was peak for me when Chelsea won the title and Richmond did it the same year. I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure it was 1 year though, maybe. Unless I'm tripping and going crazy, but I feel like it might have been 2017. Can someone confirm that when Chelsea and Richmond Tigers won the flag the same year? Aqua, Knockout Cup is cool for the EPL game. I'd have to have a look into that too, Aqua. They're going to need to find 12k coaches first. That's a lot of coaches. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how much viewership people into EPL from this channel because I don't really know. I could do a BBL team, but it means I'd have to actually watch BBL, and I don't even know what you watch that on. Probably KO, I assume. Corey, Chelsea won the Club Cup in USA just recently. I did see that, actually. That was random. Pretty sure they were underdogs too, weren't they? Jack, I know you hate my Brisbane boys. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. Again, it's only because of bloody the finals we played you guys in. Other than that, I actually like fags. I just can't stand a few of the Brisbane boys. It's like Cats. Like I'd absolutely love Cats if Chris Scott wasn't there. That's literally my only thing of the Kitty Cats. People tend to remember these things, but I don't go out there and hate everyone that follows those teams, obviously. I think we had a chance to take the minor premiership from them. I think he's talking about the Pies. If we can beat them next week as possible, Lions could be top. Yeah, I don't know. I just think Collingwood's got it in the bag, but you never know with Collingwood sometimes. Excuse me. Aqua, the only annoying thing about their EPL mode for me is the fact that there is only 3 forward slots and B, all wingers, no number 10s. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Jack, seriously think Adelaide could be in the GF this year? My top 4 is Pies, Lions, Cats and Crows. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been a huge believer from the Croms, not for a decade at least, for going that far in the finals. Aqua, for instance, my FPL team, what does this mean? Has foreigns, wins, and Naid in the midfield, but they're both forwards in EPL SC, which makes it tricky. Yeah, it's weird when different games have different positions for the same player. Corey says 2017 was when Chelsea won. Yeah, I thought it was the same year as the Tigs because I remember that and I thought, that was a bloody good year. Aqua, Chelsea had a couple of terrible years under, bloody oath. And then they had bloody Lampard that just did nothing. Jack, the Pies were probably very hungry after losing to the Suns and Freo. Yeah, only by 1 point too. Wild, right? Aqua, there is mathematical chance Pies miss finals. That's never going to happen. Tony, hi mate, Cherry to Whitfield via DVP. Yeah, I've actually, I think it might. I don't know if it was you last week that said the same thing to me. It might have been someone else, but yeah, I've actually thought about that since that comment. Now, that's probably the one trade that makes more sense. Just the Jordan tag would give me the absolute shits if that happened this week. But look, if Rosie's back, I'm probably keen to send it for that. Players I can afford, like he's bang on. I can literally get Cherry to Whitfield from that one move. There's no one I'd go for other than Matt Kennedy in the forward line, but we just saw Kennedy stink it up, and the other one was LDU. So yeah, could honestly go LDU or body LDU Kennedy or Whitfield, but in that order, you're probably picking Whitfield, LDU, and then Kennedy, just because we've seen him get bevoed. I couldn't do Jeremy Cameron or Sean Manor or anyone like that. Not for this side. But yeah. I think it was tempting with LDU as well for that price point from Cherry to LDU, but the issue with LDU, I'm pretty sure he had tough matchups and some targets that would worry the hell out of me. So this is what Tony's saying here is, because I'm pretty sure Cherry's 3 or 4 round average is so bad. I can't remember the exact what it is over the last 4 weeks, but it's been terrible. Cherry's actually killed his pick. The Cherry pick about a month before that was actually pretty decent if you traded him out at a decent enough price, but now he's gone backwards. Nice to see Boss will get the sack at the end of the season anyway, you'd think. Definitely looks better with Whitfield back there, though. Cherry comes in and McCarthy would be my spare anyway. Look, I'm pretty set on. I would do that one if Rosie and Simpson are both named. Even if not Simpson's not named, Rosie is. I'll probably do it. Aqua wouldn't be the absolute. Sorry, yep, wouldn't that be absolute similar? Yep. I think he means for Whitfield potentially. Rod, g'day, Brad. Just dropping in and say hi. Hello, Rod. What's going on, mate? I'm reading these comments like I'm not all there because I've just had like 4 hours sleep and I started at 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., which isn't a big day, but Bubs was keeping me up all night last night, so running on bugger all. So anyway, Aqua. Then again, there's also mathematical chance Port and Carlton could finish 4th and 5th. Imagine that. Rod, by the way, I reckon Ladies Man Causa has a long sock. DJ Gardner Holmes is dangerous night to be a HSP. Yeah, that's a good call, actually. Body oath. Jack, Aqua, you may be on it. Oh, wow. No, he's just saying a mathematical chance. Yeah. Wow. Corey, I haven't had to worry about Shero trading me at round 8 against Adelaide. Yeah, fair. Well done, Causa. Aqua, I'm just saying there's mathematical chance. Yep, that's what I read as well. That's fine. Pretty funny, though. Imagine if it did happen. Jack is right. You just think, what is going on with this guy if he didn't say mathematical? Aqua involves Judas Freo. What? Yeah, no, that's nuts. Wrap that sock around him, Corey. Says Rod. Aqua could go for another body frozen Coke. That's a wild time to be getting a frozen Coke this time of weather too. Aqua needs a Macca's vending machine. Yeah, bad. All right, well, I'll give you that league code again for the EPL, and then I'll pretty much call it a night. I reckon I was going to go to 10, but there's not much to talk about. I'll just do a stream tomorrow night just before the teams are announced, and then we'll go from like maybe 6 p.m. to 7:15 or something like that. And then I'll be on the after dark, I assume. Unless something technical happens. And then I'm 3.5 weeks counting now until I'm permanently moved to Adelaide. I was talking to this guy today, actually, saying about moving up there, and he goes, "Why would you move there?" I was like, "Yeah, no worries, mate. Thank you. Thanks for saying that." So anyway, this is the league code for EPL. If you want to join the league, you're more than welcome to. The code number there is 338216. Or you don't have to. I don't care if no one enters it, to be honest. It'll just be filled with randoms if it doesn't get taken. But yeah, if you want to join one of my leagues, if that actually fills, I'll have to make another one. But as it stands, that's the league. SC Pro Div 1, and then my team name there. So as for my trades, I'll announce them on the live tomorrow night at 6 p.m. If I'm a little bit late, you know what it's like being sub to my channel. I'm always a little bit late sometimes. So anyway, for those that are still there too, give us a thumbs up on the way out because it does help the channel grow. Aqua says tickets to the showdown, 175. Wow, that's nuts. That's actually nuts, Aqua. Well, I'll be able to go to Gather Round this year because I'll actually be there, so even better. I'll make sure I go to a Richmond Adelaide game, or the first game I should probably want to go to would be a showdown, even though I would be a mutual supporter at that venue. But yeah, I've never been to Adelaide Oval, so I'm really keen to get there. So yeah, Aqua says went to look again on Monday, and they're all restricted views. Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go. Well, when I am in Adelaide too, anyone wants to grab a drink or show me a good spot, I wouldn't mind grabbing one. So don't feel afraid to reach out. I wouldn't mind making new friends because I only know one person down there. She's one of my best mates from years ago. But Tony says he's in the EPL league. Jack, I've heard Adelaide's actually quite a nice place to live. Yes, because I've got a young family. I just want to chill over there. I don't care about the crazy lifestyle of the Perth or Brisbane or anything like that. I'm not really a party animal. Maybe I can catch up with George from, what is it called? FTV, whatever it's called now. I've gone blank. George was up there, doesn't he? And someone else. There's probably a few others that do content in Adelaide. Maybe I can jump on a potty with George. That'd be a different combination. It'd be like yin and yang, to be honest. He might not want to even do content with me. Heard Adelaide Oval was bloody good stadium to go to also, bloody oath. Anyway, Aqua says for defenders, I'm just going to call them Truff and Kerr's replacements at Burnsmith. Yeah, okay. All right, I might have to ask you for some of those players then. All right, well, that's a bit of an update on my Supercoach team and an EPL update as well, just to say I'm going to make a side. Other than that, join the league. If you didn't see the league code, rewind this video. It's popped up on the screen 3 times now, but this was meant to be a Supercoach video, so I'll read this last one from Aqua and get out of here. So I'm tired. Aqua says, I'm tempted to hop off the bus on my way home to the city and stop by up and over on a Friday. It's along the way, but I stopped off. Fair. All right, mate. Well, everyone take care in the chat. I'll speak to you all soon. Give us a thumbs up. Sub if you haven't already. And, yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers for watching. I'll be on tomorrow night. Thanks again. You met Cap.